Have you ever wondered why ethical perspectives across the globe are so diverse? Welcome, everyone. My name is Masood Saeed, a social science psychologist hailing from the UK. Today, we embark on a thought provoking, exploring love in world religions. Prepare to delve into the depths of religious scriptures and their portrayal of love, with a special focus on comparing the Old and New Testaments. Love, an emotion that frequently finds mention in our daily dialogues, but are of profound implications. As the eminent philosopher Nietzsche once said, morality is the herd instinct in the individual. Essentially, it is the moral compass guiding our actions, differentiating between acts of kindness and cruelty. However, the interpretation of love isn't universal. It is subject to personal beliefs and religious teachings. For instance, subjective morality, influenced by personal feelings or opinions, might not apply. The evidence for this lies in the variety of moral norms and values across cultures and societies. Let's draw our attention to the puzzling scenarios of extreme morality. Should one eat their own baby given dire circumstances? Dire circumstances? Is it ever justified harm an elderly woman? These are the challenging moral dilemmas we will discuss today. The exploration of such intricate moral issues allows us to appreciate the diversity in human thought and action, potentially fostering empathy and understanding in our global society. We won't limit our exploration to these scenarios alone. We will also examine language differences, our judgments, and how every situation is unique and cannot be predetermined. This intriguing field of study will make us question our beliefs and open the door to novel ideas. So gear up for an enlightening journey to question, learn, and understand. To end on an interesting note, let's engage in a playful exchange on and differences, an integral part of our fascinating exploration. Let's dive into the compelling world of morality through the lens of love in world religions. Building on our introduction, let's explore the complexities surrounding moral judgments. As cultural anthropologist Edward Tihal once said, culture is communication and communication is culture. It's crucial to remember that our understanding of morality isn't devoid of cultural influences and nuances in language. Greece, the birthplace of Western philosophy, I've been exposed to a unique blend of Eastern and Western thought, which has shaped my understanding of morality. Expanding on Hall's statement, our interpretation of scriptures, culture, and communication is intertwined. We'll see how our cultural background and language can significantly affect our perception. For instance, in Greek, we have 4 different words for love, each representing a unique aspect of this multifaceted emotion. Agape stands for unconditional love, eros for romantic love, philia for affectionate love, and storge for familial love. This linguistic diversity, as linguist Noam Chomsky points out, provides the concepts and categories into which our world is carved. Hence, it allows for a more nuanced understanding of love, which in turn influences our moral judgments. Imagine this plays out in different cultures around the world. Thus, when we talk about morality, we must take into account the cultural and linguistic context. In the following scenes, we will dissect these influences and their role in shaping our moral compass, adding depth to our exploration of love in world religions. As we delve into the term morality, as the great ethicist Simon Blackburn once noted, morality is the concern with the distinction between right and wrong, and good and bad behavior. Now let's get a little personal. Morality, you see, is like that time I tried to explain to a British friend why we Greeks have over 40 words for love. It's a set of rules or beliefs that guide us in determining what is right or wrong, just as you might choose the perfect word for depending on the situation. Now, imagine morality as a compass, rather like my someone from Greece who does not know English trying to navigate the London Underground. It's to help us through life's complexities, giving us a sense of direction when faced with tough choices. Yet the thing about morality is it's as uniquely shaped as our cultural backgrounds, upbringing, personal beliefs, an array of amusing past experiences. Much like the philosopher Immanuel Kant once said, maybe with a chuckle, morality isn't about figuring to make ourselves happy, it's about how to make ourselves deserving of happiness. Some people might view morality through the lens of religion or spirituality, as my devoutly orthodox grandmother did, while others might anchor it on secular or humanist values like my British friend. And that's absolutely okay. It's like why Greeks have a word for love towards a favorite football team and towards a soulmate. The beauty of morality lies in the colorful range of viewpoints it offers. This variety, with all its amusing confusions, encourages learning, growth, and evolution. Having shared a few about what morality is and how it influences our decision making, let's transition to how different worldviews, Greek or otherwise, interpret throughout the world. Countless interpretations of morality exist. Two of the most renowned are secular humanism and utilitarianism, the former, a philosophy valuing human life and dignity above all, stands independent of religious or spiritual beliefs. As Paul Kurtz, a notable secular humanist, once said, ethics is autonomous and situational, needing no theological or ideological sanction. This moral approach underscores the inherent worth of every person, advocating for universal human rights. It encourages rational, evidence based thinking instead of relying on strict belief systems. Despite its strengths, critics like Robert K. Garcia, author of The Normative Theories of Secular Humanism, argue that the absence of a spiritual or religious foundation can leave this viewpoint lacking a higher authority for ethical obligations. Consequently, the challenge is to establish a firm for valuing rights and dignity. On the other hand, utilitarianism, primarily attributed to philosophers Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, is guided by what is often referred to as the greatest happiness principle. John Stuart Mill, a pioneering utilitarian philosopher, believed the creed which accepts as the foundation of morals utility or the greatest happiness principle holds that actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness. In Mill's utilitarianism, an action is morally right if it results in the greatest amount of overall joy and least suffering. The strength of this belief lies in its practicality and outcomes based focus. It offers a clear benchmark for decisions, the balance of happiness over suffering. However, this approach is not without its critics. Bernard Williams, in his critique, A Critique of Utilitarianism, voices significant concerns that utilitarianism can justify harmful actions if they result in the greater joy for the many, potentially at the expense of the few. This raises questions about justice and individual rights, the utilitarian concept. The two interpretations offer a glimpse into how morality can be viewed globally. Each presents unique insights for tackling ethical issues and making choices, but they also bring forth challenges that require careful consideration. As we navigate the complex landscape of morality, it's crucial to bear in mind that no single perspective holds all answers. By blending the strengths of various viewpoints, we can cultivate a more nuanced understanding of what it means to live as moral entities in a diverse and complex world. Embarking on a deep exploration of the religious interpretations of morality, we take a close look at Christian, Islamic, and Buddhist viewpoints. Each of these religions provides distinctive insights and presents unique challenges. Starting with Christian ethics, at the heart of Christian morality are the teachings of the New Testament of the Bible, thought to be derived from Jesus' doctrines, as it said in Matthew 7:12, "So in everything do to others what you would have them do to you." And as Reverend Billy Graham once said, God has given us two hands, one to receive with and the other to give with. We are not cisterns made for hoarding, we are channels made for sharing. The heart of Christian ethics beats with love, salvation through Jesus' sacrifice, and the idea of original sin. However, interpretations of the Bible aren't uniform, resulting in a myriad of ethical standpoints within Christianity. Debates on social issues to diverse views on sin salvation result in varying moral positions. The task of interpreting diverse Bible teachings adds to the complexity. Next, we look at Islamic ethics, shaped by the Quran and the Hadith, which are the sayings and actions of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Islamic provide comprehensive guidelines for daily life. Quran 1690 advises, "Indeed, Allah orders justice and good conduct and giving to relatives and forbids immorality and bad conduct and oppression." As scholar Tariq Ramadan states, the very essence of Islam is to promote a balance in all aspects of life: individual, social, material, spiritual. Finally, we explore Buddhist ethics, emphasizing personal enlightenment and the of suffering. As the Dalai Lama states, our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Criticism of Buddhist ethics often points to potential passivity and lack of engagement with societal injustices. Yet, many Buddhists maintain that true enlightenment involves actively working to alleviate suffering, thus positioning Buddhism as a force for social change. Loy, 2003. These are just glimpses of how various religions interpret morality. They all add unique perspectives and challenges, weaving together a vibrant tapestry. This understanding can help us better engage with our own moral beliefs and those of others. Remember, morality isn't just about what we believe, but also how our beliefs shape our actions and our world. As we delve deeper into the conversation about morality, it's crucial to acknowledge that no perspective is without its limitations. Each religious understanding, while profoundly insightful, also faces its own set of challenges and criticisms. As Nietzsche, a noted critic, once said, religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. Let's start with Christian ethics. The Bible, being a rich tapestry of parables, historical accounts, and prophetic visions, leaves a lot of room for interpretation. This vast interpretation space leads to different Christian denominations often having divergent views on moral, leading to confusion and disagreement within the faith community. For instance, Matthew 25:35 states, I was a stranger and you invited me in, which some Christians interpret as a biblical mandate to welcome refugees. Contrastingly, Romans 13:01 points out, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, which others might interpret as a call to follow laws and prioritize security. Another criticism often leveled against Christian ethics is an overemphasis on the afterlife. Critics argue that this focus, implied by verses like John 14:3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am, can sometimes lead to neglect of pressing issues in the present world, such as poverty, injustice, and environmental degradation. Lastly, reconciling the Old Testament laws with New Testament teachings poses a significant challenge. The Old Testament contains laws like Leviticus 20:13, deemed harsh and outdated by modern standards, while the New Testament, with verses like John the 13:34, a new command I give you, love one another, offers a contrasting perspective. Moving on to Islamic ethics, its critics often point out the difficulty of applying a 7th century moral framework to a 21st century context. Likewise, Buddhist ethics, while emphasizing compassion and mindfulness, are often criticized for their potential passivity. Conclusion: these criticisms' limitations remind us that religious morality, while offering profound insights, is not without its complexities. They underscore the importance of dialogue, reflection, and critical thinking in our pursuit of ethical understanding. As we move, let's keep these challenges in mind, using them as stepping stones to deeper, more nuanced conversations about morality. Today, we delve into a captivating facet of Islamic ethics, the pristine preservation of the Quran since Prophet Muhammad's era, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. This preservation has profound implications for dispensing ethical guidance. The Quran's Unchanged status often serves as a persuasive testament to its divine origin, unfaltering integrity, and all-encompassing guidance. Elroy Heb and Schmidke, 2010. Islamic scholar Dr. Yasir Kadi reflects on this when he says, the Quran, in its unchanged form, is not just a historical document, but a living guide for morality. Its teachings remain relevant and applicable across different eras and societies. One such testament is the verse, and we certainly made the Quran easy remembrance. So is there any who will remember? 54.17. This declares its universality and timelessness, emphasizing its accessibility to all. With a legacy spanning more than 1400, the Quran remains word for word unaltered, offering a reliable moral compass that transcends cultural and chronological confines. The verse, and whoever does a speck of good will it, portrays the Quran's moral teachings as applicable and relevant in any era. No matter the era, the adaptability and relevance of the Quran's ethical teachings are a common consensus among scholars, delivering robust moral framework that remains untouched by the ebb and flow of societal norms or trends. Ali, 2003. This brings us to notion of moral clarity. The Quran draws clear lines between right and wrong, fostering a sense of responsibility as illustrated by the verse. Indeed, commands justice, doing good, and giving to relatives, and forbids what is shameful, blameworthy, and oppressive. He teaches you so that you may take heed. 1690. It underscores the importance of justice, empathy, and respect for all creatures, a lucid ethical code to guide our conduct, Sadar, 2011. We then reflect on the Quran's contribution to spiritual and moral growth. It introduces a comprehensive approach to morality, covering not only individual ethics, but also environmental ones. The Quran highlights the importance of communal welfare, and social justice, promoting a sense of collective responsibility, as evidenced in the verse, and cooperate in righteousness and piety. 5:2, Rahman 99:99. In conclusion, considering the Quran's pristine preservation, Islam's advocates contend that it serves as a pure and unfaulted source of divine guidance. This establishes it as a fundamental cornerstone for deriving and ethical codes. Therefore, they suggest that ethical principles should be drawn from Islam, as its tenets are seen as a direct reflection of divine intent, designed to guide humanity towards virtuousness and peace. Masood, 2013. Having examined the moral implications of the unaltered Quran, let's now explore the evidence of unchanged religious texts in other faith traditions and their implications for morality. In the words of renowned religious historian Dr. John Harmer, the preservation of religious texts varies significantly across different traditions, fundamentally influencing the moral compass of their adherents. This observation aligns with our discussion. For instance, the Quran, as we have discussed, has remained unaltered since the Prophet Muhammad's time. This immutability serves as fixed moral compass for followers, providing a stable and consistent source of ethical guidance. Conversely, if we look at Christianity, we find a different scenario. The Christian Bible has seen numerous interpretations, translations, and disagreements over the canon, leading to a more fluid understanding of morality. For instance, the various versions of the Bible, the King James Version, the New International Version, and the New Revised Standard Version, among others, offer slightly different interpretations of the same text. This has led to differing perspectives on moral issues within the Christian community, such as those regarding homosexuality, divorce, and the role of women in the church. This divergence in the preservation and interpretation of religious texts can greatly influence the moral principles derived from them. As Dr. Harmer further notes, an unchanged text might provide a sense of stability, yet it can also be rigid in adapting to changing societal norms. Conversely, a text that is open to interpretation can evolve with society, but it may also lead to confusion or inconsistencies in moral guidance. As we continue our exploration of morality from various worldviews, let's keep in mind the impact of these differences on our understanding of morality. In the next scene, we will delve into criticisms of Buddhist ethics, another key perspective in our exploration of moral judgments and principles. Shifting our focus from the Islamic paradigm momentarily, we delve into the realm of Buddhist ethics. Buddhism, while providing a distinct moral compass, is not exempt from scrutiny. The Dhammapada, a Buddhist scripture, says, breeds hatred. The defeated live in pain, happily the peaceful life, giving up victory and defeat. This emphasis on personal enlightenment and inner peace, critics argue, may inadvertently breed apathy or indifference towards societal issues. They contend that the quest for nirvana, described as the blowing out of the fires of desire, hatred, and ignorance, may cause individuals to turn a blind eye to societal injustices and inequalities in their pursuit of personal tranquility. As renowned critic Norman Fisher puts it, the danger of Buddhism is that it can so easily become a refuge from life's fundamental questions rather than an encounter with them. The focus on self transcendence, while transformative personally, may unintentionally a sense of disconnection from worldly matters. We are further challenged by the endeavor of applying Buddhist teachings to current ethical dilemmas. As our societies change and new ethical quandaries emerge that were not directly considered in the original Buddhist scriptures. The Lotus Sutra states, all phenomena are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like dew, or a flash of lightning. But how do we interpret and apply this timeless Buddhist wisdom to complex contemporary issues like genetic engineering, climate change, or artificial intelligence? This undertaking can be intimidating and open to numerous leading to possible inconsistencies. Finally, we must regard the potential for cultural misinterpretations of Buddhist teachings. As Buddhism permeates globally, its teachings incorporated into diverse cultures, each with its unique worldview, this cultural assimilation can occasionally skew or oversimplify the intricate philosophical doctrines of Buddhism, leading to potential misapplications of its ethical principles. These criticisms exemplify that while Buddhist ethics convey valuable insights, they also present significant challenges. In our following segment, we will delve into the impact of the unaltered Quran on contemporary morality. Today, we delve into an exploration of the Quran, its unchanging status and contribution towards shaping the modern moral landscape. Notably, the Quran endures the test of time, its unaltered essence offering a consistent compass in our ever-evolving world. Take, for instance, the verse, goodness does not consist in turning your face towards east or west. The truly good are those who believe in God and the last day, in the angels, the scripture, and the prophets, who give away some of their wealth, however much they cherish it, to their relatives, to orphans, the needy. Quran 277, an enduring testament to its message of charity and compassion. The enduring teachings of the Quran, identical since its revelation, serve as a testament to its profound influence on contemporary moral perceptions. By maintaining its unchanged status over centuries, the Quran presents itself as a steadfast beacon of ethical guidance. For instance, O you who have believed, uphold justice and bear witness to Allah, even if it is against yourselves or parents and relatives. Quran 4:4-35, a powerful testament to the Quran's commitment to justice. Supported by historical and linguistic research, the Quran's consistency suggests divine origin, laying the groundwork for a moral code unfettered by temporal and cultural boundaries. Renowned Islamic scholar Dr. Tariq Ramadan once said, the Quran's ability to remain unchanged in its text and spirit despite the passage of centuries is testament to its uniquely divine origin and its precise relevance to our modern moral complexities. It is a book that elevates our ethical consciousness. And the servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk upon the earth easily, and when the ignorant address them harshly, they say words of peace. Quran 25:63. This verse exemplifies the principles of humility and peace promoted by the Quran. Its teachings, universally applicable, provide a framework that remains untouched by societal norms and trends. This universality lends an enduring relevance and validity across all epochs and cultures, reinforcing the Quran's role as a trusted guide in our current world. Diving deeper into the Quran's contribution, we observe its teachings address individual, societal, and environmental ethics comprehensively. For example, and cause not corruption upon the earth after its reformation. That is better for you if you should be believers. Quran 785, a verse that signals the Quran's early environmental conservation ethos. The Quran outlines the demarcation between right and wrong, fostering a sense of accountability and responsibility. In a world of change, the Quran stands firm as a source adeptly navigating complexities of modern life. In conclusion, the unchanged status and ageless teachings of the Quran, underscored by these verses, provide a unique facet of Islamic ethics, contributing significantly to universal applicability. The continuing relevance of the Quran, despite the march of time and societal evolution, emphasizes its role as a stable source of guidance in today's. As we venture further into our journey, let's take a moment to appreciate the profound insights of esteemed Islamic scholars and philosophers, each of whose wisdom forms a cornerstone in Islamic teachings. These teachings, embodying the eternal and universal moral values embedded in the Quran, are deeply ingrained in Islamic intellect and traditions. They offer an extraordinary treasure trove, overflowing with insights into the exceptional depth and breadth of Islamic morality. Start our exploration with Al Farabi, often known as the second teacher, preceding Aristotle. From him, we glean this wisdom. The virtuous city is one which is happy because of its own actions. This quote highlights the crucial role collective morality, as inscribed in the Quran, has in curating a harmonious society. It ignites an important question about how our individual actions contribute to the welfare of the community, thereby underlining the essential role of ethical conduct within Islamic traditions. Following this, we immerse ourselves in the teachings of Sina, known as Avicenna in the Western world. A polymath of significant relevance, his contributions to philosophy and medicine are immense. He declared, "The world divided into men who have wit and no religion, and men who have religion and no wit." This profound quote urges reflection on the delicate balance between intellect and faith, as delineated in the Quran, asserting that both are vital for a comprehensive understanding of life and morality. Further, we explore the teachings of Al Ghazali, an admired philosopher, theologian, and mystic, who in his book Ahya Ulum, Revival of Religious Sciences, stated, "Knowledge without action is wastefulness, and action without knowledge is foolishness." With this, Al Ghazali highlights the critical need for correlating knowledge with action, a fundamental principle in Quranic morality. Ascending to a more profound plateau, we reflect on the words of Al Tabari, a prestigious Islamic scholar, who said, "The Quran holds the wisdom of the heavens and earth. It holds the secrets of life, death, and the life hereafter." This quote epitomizes the Quran's profound wisdom and its pivotal role in shaping Islamic teachings and morality. These pearls of wisdom provide a glimpse into the remarkable depth and range of thought within the Quran, introducing us to the vibrant fabric of Islamic morality, intricately stitched with threads of faith, reason, and action as depicted in the Quran. As we deepen our comprehension of morality, let these enlightening insights from the Quran guide us. They remind us of the necessity of reflection, balance, and action in our moral journey, drawing moral codes from the timeless teachings of the Quran. How do we reconcile varying viewpoints on morality? The key is in acknowledging and integrating diversity. Consider the analogy of a mosaic, an enchanting piece of art made up of different colored tiles. Each tile represents unique understanding of morality. Among today's array of tiles, we are examining one in particular, that of Islamic morality. Just like each tile in the mosaic, Islamic morality holds its unique beauty and worth, it a deep fountain of spiritual firmly grounded in a rich history of tradition and self-reflection. These moral lessons may occasionally be seen as inflexible or open to interpretation. The power of Islamic morality lies within its universal advocating for the rights, respect, and empathy for all sentient beings. Now, consider a moral framework that not only champions human rights but also draws upon the spiritual wisdom of traditions. The renowned philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Morality is the herd instinct in the individual," alluding to the necessity of acknowledging and integrating different perspectives in forming a viewpoint. Such an amalgamation offers a balanced, adaptable, and resilient moral compass to navigate our complex world. Key to this integrated approach to morality is the importance of dialogue and mutual respect. We must listen, respect, and find common ground with viewpoints. This way, we learn from each other and develop our collective understanding of morality. By incorporating diverse perspectives, including that of Islamic morality, we foster a broader comprehension of morality. This understanding aids us facing the challenges and opportunities in our global society, allowing us to work toward a world that's more empathetic, equitable, and balanced. Isn't the potential of such an integrated moral framework striving for? Let's begin our Q&A session. The first question to delve into is, what strategies can be utilized to harmonize contrasting moral principles arising from diverse religious viewpoints in heterogeneous societies? In our current era of globalization, this conundrum is ever-pervading. To quote renowned social scientist Kwame Anthony Appiah, "In the end, it is only at the local level that we can make a world of difference." This reinforces the fact that the solution lies in fostering open dialogue and comprehension at the grassroots levels. It's a mission to discover shared values such as respect, empathy, and compassion that can serve as bridging amidst diversities. By laying a foundation of mutual esteem and cohabitation, the complexities of multicultural societies can be navigated. Moving to our subsequent query, does secular morality risk becoming excessively relativistic? This is indeed a genuine concern. Without a defined benchmark, morality holds the potential to become subjective. Regardless, it's pivotal to counterbalance this potential relativism with universal norms, for instance, human rights. This equilibrium presents a sturdier moral base, precluding us from falling into the snare of moral relativism. Tackling the third question, is religious morality capable of adjusting to contemporary ethical challenges brought on by technology and globalization? Undoubtedly, many religious traditions possess inbuilt systems for interpretation and adjustment. These mechanisms can be applied in new contexts, ensuring that religious morality stays relevant as society advances. While technology and globalization introduce new ethical dilemmas, they also pave fresh pathways for moral growth and comprehension. It's essential to remember, as the Greek philosopher Socrates insightfully noted, The unexamined life is not worth living. The study of morality, whether secular or religious, is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It's about posing questions, seeking understanding, and aspiring to act in ways that promote welfare and fairness. This exploration is further enriched by the array of moral perspectives we encounter, inspiring us to develop a more intricate and inclusive understanding of meaningful existence. Thank you for your intellectually stimulating questions. Your active participation and inquisitiveness make these discussions incredibly valuable and enriching. Let's persist in questioning, learning, and evolving while traversing the ethical landscapes of our global society. To encapsulate our discussion, let's recall the essential teachings. We've navigated the riveting landscapes of morality, unraveling its intricate interpretations from both secular and spiritual perspectives. We discovered how humanism and utilitarianism interlace with principles from Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism. Each impart distinctive perceptions about the concepts of right and wrong. Our conversation accentuated the merit of merging these viewpoints by marrying the universal approach of secular ethics with profound spiritual knowledge from traditions. We can create a holistic, robust, moral framework. Such a scheme is proficient in charting the ethical topographies of our rapidly evolving global society. Thought provoking questions were also tackled, shedding light on the dilemmas of synchronizing conflicting ethical standards, the dangers of relativism in secular morality, and the flexibility in grappling with contemporary ethical challenges. As highlighted by renowned philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, morality is a labyrinth. You follow it around and around until you find an entrance, not an enthus. The exploration of morality from diverse perspectives not only deepens our comprehension, but also equips us better for navigating our increasingly diverse world.